225 News Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Seibel. The 87th annual Calhoun County Fair and Livestock Show and Rodeo was this week and continued into this weekend in Port Lavaca. 25 News Now reporter Darius McCormick has more. Darius?
That's right, Adam. The event's main goal is to support and enrich the youth in the area while having a fairly good time. The Calhoun County Fair Association turned the Calhoun County Fairgrounds into an entire experience. Children from around the crossroads had a blast riding all the rides and trying, emphasis on trying, to win prizes. Ayana Perez and the Hatch brothers were excited to be involved in the festivities. Ayana rode the craziest ride at the fair and was not afraid at all.
That's like one of the rides I haven't gone on. Kind of, yeah. One of my favorites. My favorite part about the fair. The cliffhanger. The toy.
The fair included auctions, contests, and even a wild goose race. Though the county fair offers so much fun to children, the association continues to support 4-H and FFA youth. Also, the help of volunteers made the fair a true success. All the festivities started on October 17th, and they end tonight. You may be able to catch them if you hurry, because they're going to party all night. Adam, back to you.
All right, looks like a great time. Thanks, Darius. So here's your viewer poll tonight. You can scan that QR code on your screen to vote right now. Did you go to the Calhoun County Fair this year? Yes or no? We want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part and to see those results. A large crowd gathered for a pro-Palestinian rally and march in Washington, D.C. Saturday. The National March for Gaza was put on by American Muslims for the Palestinian along with the U.S. Council of Muslim Organizations. The groups are calling for a ceasefire in Gaza, where Israeli siege is ongoing following an attack by the militant group Hamas earlier this month. All right, it's time to talk weather on this Saturday night. We're going to go ahead and check in with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Howie Gordon to see what your week will look like. Howie, one day it feels like summer and the next fall temperatures, kind of both here.
No, you're right, kind of up and down. Last week, a little cold front came in, was on the chilly side a few nights, getting into the 40s. That moisture and heat from the south returned, and here we are very summer-like for really the last few days, but things are going to change again. Now, temperature-wise, we're back above average. We were below average after going over 4 months, above average all summer long. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to stay above average, but later in the week, temperatures will start to drop down as we're expecting another cold front, or a cool front for that matter. But here's what we have. This evening will be in the 70s. Overnight, dropping down to 68 degrees. We'll talk about our rain chances increasing as well as temperatures going to probably drop a little bit, Adam. That's coming up in my full forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Howie. The humanitarian crisis in Gaza is growing, but aid is finally starting to make its way across the border. Now, an Israeli military spokesman says the country plans to increase strikes on Gaza starting this weekend.
Trucks loaded with humanitarian aid finally rolling into Gaza, led by the Egyptian Red Crescent. Those trucks carrying desperately needed food, water, and medicine. After repeated delays, an agreement reached to temporarily open Egypt's Rafah border crossing, brokered by President Biden and Egyptian President El-Sisi earlier this week.
So these trucks are not just trucks. They are a lifeline. They are the difference between life and death for so many people in Gaza.
Israeli airstrikes into Gaza have caused massive destruction. Hundreds of thousands have been forced from their homes. This mother of 6 sheltering at a UN school, she says, if we don't die from war, we'll die from disease. 10-year-old Aiden and his mother are Palestinian Americans, now waiting at the Rafah crossing, hoping to leave Gaza. Aiden describes the bombings.
It's undescribable. Israel's bombing Gaza like no one has seen before. Everyone here wants to survive. They kill innocent people. It's because of Hamas. Okay, why don't they kill Hamas now?
The IDF says an estimated 210 people are being held hostage by Hamas. 17-year-old Natalie Renan and her 59-year-old mother Judith were in Israel celebrating a family member's birthday when they were kidnapped from Nahal Oz kibbutz during Hamas's attack. But on Friday, the dual Israeli-U.S. citizens from the Chicago area were released. Natalie's father rejoicing at the news.
I'm going to hug her and kiss her, and it's going to be the best day of my life.
During his Oval Office address, President Biden said the return of all American hostages is his highest priority. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressing a similar sentiment, saying we will not relent in our effort to bring back all of the kidnapped and missing. Inez Deliquatera, ABC News, Jerusalem.
Authorities are investigating after a Detroit synagogue president was found stabbed to death outside her home today. Emergency medical personnel declared the woman, identified as Samantha Wohl, dead at the scene. Detroit Police Department Chief James E. White released a statement asking everyone to remain patient while investigators carefully examine all the available evidence. The motive for the stabbing is unknown, and Wohl led the Isaac Agree Downtown Synagogue since 2022 and was a former aide to Democratic Representative Elissa Slotkin. Authorities are expected to provide an update on the incident tomorrow. The actors' strike has hit its 100th day mark as of today. As the strike continues, those on the picket line are both hopeful for a good deal to be reached and worried over financial difficulties. Members are seeking SAG-AFTRA's improved payment, a boost in streaming residuals, and the regulation of generative artificial intelligence. The strike has disrupted film and television production, leaving thousands of crew members without work. Talks between the studios and the actors' union broke down as the sides could not come to an agreement over the demands. A-list Hollywood actors like George Clooney have been lending their support to the strike. He offered to pitch in $150 million to the SAG-AFTRA union over 3 years to help bring the strike to an end. Hollywood's film and television writers ratified a new 3-year contract earlier this month, ending their 148-day strike. As the Maui community continues to move forward following the Lahaina fire disaster, the Maui Police Department has released an updated list of individuals who remain unaccounted for. Windswept fires ripped through the Hawaiian island in August, charring communities and killing nearly 100 people. In addition to the fatalities, authorities also had to work to locate people who were unaccounted for. Now the number of unaccounted for individuals is now down to 6 names, according to the latest list released by the Maui Police. This is the 9th credible list of names released by MPD. The individuals unaccounted for include Arthur Babcock, Lydia Colma, Paul Kazaki, Robert H. Owens, Lee Rogo, and Elmer Lee Stevens. Authorities say the list only includes people for whom MPD missing person reports have been filed. It's been 18 days since former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's ousted, and House Republicans are still deeply divided in their efforts to select a new Speaker of the House. Essentially paralyzed, no legislation can be brought to the floor until there's a new Speaker.
The House of Representatives still without a Speaker. Ohio Republican Representative Jim Jordan failing to get the votes needed to win the gavel during a 3rd round of voting on the House floor.
I think it's going to be incumbent upon, obviously, the caucus to decide, are we going to, kind of be grown-ups here and stop having these petty fights.
House Republicans then meeting behind closed doors, voting in a secret ballot to remove Jordan as their nominee for Speaker.
We need to come together and figure out who our Speaker is going to be.
Jordan supporters growing frustrated.
I think it was a mistake for the Republican conference to just walk away from arguably the most popular Republican in the Republican Party.
It's as swampy as swamp gets, and Jim Jordan deserved better than that.
Prior to Gates' remarks, the former Speaker with strong words for the Florida lawmaker.
The whole country, I think, would scream at Matt Gaetz right now. Remember, it was a crazy eights led by Matt Gaetz.
At least 7 Republicans have announced they're running for Speaker, including Majority Whip Tom Emmer, the number 3 Republican in the House, along with Representatives Byron Donalds, Kevin Hern, Mike Johnson, and several others.
Was there anyone in your view that can get to 217?
It's going to be tough because we are fractured.
No legislation can be brought to the House floor until a Speaker is elected. That includes a massive $100 billion foreign aid package President Biden requested this week, which includes assistance for Israel and Ukraine.
We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibility as a great nation.
Jay O'Brien, ABC News, Washington.
Grab your cell phone, scan that QR code. That's a quick response code to download the Crossroads Today app. Watch us anytime, anywhere, and get breaking news alerts and vote in our viewer polls. Learn all about our ongoing contests right there on the app and submit news tips and photos. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us. Coming up, another one of former President Trump's co-defendants has taken a plea deal.
Keeping hot and dry, but we might see some showers changing it up a little bit. We'll talk all about it by full forecast in just a bit.
The son of the police chief in Nashville, Tennessee, is accused of shooting 2 officers in a neighboring city. This happened in La Vergne, a suburb of Nashville today. Investigators say 2 officers from La Vergne were investigating a suspected stolen vehicle. Police say the officers encountered John Drake Jr. and there was a struggle. They say during the struggle, Drake pulled out a gun and injured the officers. One of the officers is out of the hospitals and the other is in stable condition. Police still looking for Drake Jr. His father says he was saddened to hear about his son's alleged involvement in the shooting. He says he's estranged from his son and they've had minimal contact in recent years. Now to the election fraud case in Fulton County, Georgia. Another one of former President Trump's co-defendants has taken a plea deal.
Kenneth Chesborough was on the brink of trial.
We are ready to kick this off.
Potential jurors had been called to court before Chesborough reversed course.
How do you plead to count 15, conspiracy to commit filing false documents in indictment number 23 SC 188947?
Guilty.
Chesborough's one of 18 defendants charged alongside former President Trump in the sprawling racketeering case that accuses them of conspiring to overturn Trump's 2020 loss in Georgia. Chesborough's guilty plea coming 24 hours after another, Sidney Powell's, and it is the latest victory for Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. She now has 3 defendants cooperating against the former president and the remaining alleged co-conspirators.
To see somebody who's pleading out at the number 5 spot in a 19-person indictment suggests that that was a very big fish who pled out. And when he got a felony without prison, that suggests that that very big fish has very big information that he's able to share with the state.
Chesborough was accused of conspiring with the Trump campaign to create a slate of fake electors who would falsely claim Trump won the state. These images show those alleged fake electors at the state capitol a month after the election, following Chesborough's instructions to file this bogus certification of the votes.
I think he simply decided it was time for him to put this behind him and go on with his life.
As for the former president, he is also on trial in a civil fraud case in New York, where he just got in trouble with the judge. Trump was supposed to remove a post that disparaged the judge's law clerk, but it remained on his campaign website in violation of a partial gag order. The judge fined Trump $5,000 and warned future violations could come with more severe sanctions, including jail. Aaron Katursky, ABC News, New York.
A warning about the rise in sextortion. It's scams targeting boys and teens. Parents of victims are now speaking out in an effort to keep other children safe.
Jordan DeMay was a star athlete, the homecoming king. The 17-year-old had everything to live for until a chance encounter on Instagram led to his shocking death.
It started out with the supposed girl saying, "Hey, we have some friends in common."
That girl with the handle Danny Roberts enticing Jordan to send her a nude photo, then demanding money. "I have screenshot all your followers and tags. Can send these nudes to everyone, and also send your nudes to your family and friends until it goes viral. All you have to do is cooperate with me, and I won't expose you." Jordan asks how much. Danny, $1,000. But is Danny Roberts really who she says she is? Jordan, now spiraling. I'll kill myself right now, he writes, because of you. Good, Danny replies. Do that fast.
He shot himself with a firearm in his bed. And it was obviously total shock.
When I think about the things that they said to him, it hurts me so bad as a mom to think about what he went through in the last hours.
Jordan's tragic death is part of a growing trend targeting young boys between the ages of 10 and 18 on social media, apps, and through video games.
In 2022, there are over 7,000 reported sextortion cases against children in America.
In 2023, we've seen well over 12,500 reports. So we've already surpassed 2022's numbers, and the year was barely even halfway over.
This is an epidemic that is running rampant.
Scammers posing as young teen girls lurking online, sliding into phones and gaming devices of unsuspecting kids.
You're getting a lot of young kids across the country to take their own lives.
Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
Orlando's Come Out With Pride Festival is underway this weekend. Come Out With Pride started in 2005 and consists of a Pride Festival and parade celebrating LGBTQ+ life, culture, and community. It's become the largest LGBTQ+ parade in Central Florida, as more than 200,000 people gather each year to attend the celebration. This year's festival was at Lake Elola Park from noon to 10. Attendees can enjoy live entertainment, diverse food trucks, and beverage choices, as well as a marketplace that showcases local vendors to support the LGBT community. For more on today's news stories, come to crossroadstoday.com, where you can submit birthday wishes, where Carolina Estrain will read them live on 25 News Now Sunrise, and you can submit a local military hero so we can recognize them.
We've been on the dry side, but we're looking to change that completely. We'll talk all about it straight ahead. All right, so rain chances increase. We've been on the dry side. Cold front, I have it for next week. It could move through later on in the week, and then breezy during the week as well. Let's break it all down. 91 degrees today. That's above average by almost 10 degrees. We've been as high as 96 back in 1926. Almost felt summer-like again today. Not quite. We were 115, 117 for a good portion of the summer. Temperatures have been above average for the most part, though. For 4 months, we were above average. For about a week or two, we did drop down below average, but we've returned to seasonable and then some. But we're going to start to see these temperatures go down again later on in the week, as we expect a cold front. So moisture in the low levels getting trapped again. Could see some overnight fog during the early morning hours. So you want to be careful when you hit the roadways, going to church, going to early breakfast. Again, please drive on the safe side. Some spots getting taken down to 2 miles or less. So I have it for patchy fog, but some areas, yes, we could see some dense fog. So you want to be careful when visibilities get taken down. Almost a summer feel. get away from the water, still in the 60s. Again, unreasonable when we hit 60. The moisture's returned to the atmosphere, so the nights haven't chilled down like they were doing a few days ago, and we've been on the warm side, above average. All right, high pressure going to trap some of that moisture. High pressure kept us mostly sunny today and very much on the hot side. But there's a hurricane now, a tropical storm. That's Norma in the Pacific. That's headed our way. That's going to bring moisture into the area. We'll see some Gulf moisture move in, plus some fast-moving upper-level winds. When those start to move overhead, that creates a lift, and that could be enough to create some showers with some of that moisture. So we'll start to see rain chances maybe Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm not looking at washouts really during the week, but a little here, a little there by the end of the week could maybe tally up to an inch of rain or so in portions of the viewing area. But here's our future tracker. Again, I'm not looking at anything too heavy. Looks to kind of move in and move out of the area. Again, really not a downpour by any means, but just really scattered showers. But here's a look at our future rain totals. Here's what we got. Okay, so maybe Sunday night when the rain has a chance to start up again into Monday, not too bad. As we start moving through the week, again, little here, a little there, starts to accumulate, and maybe by week's end, yeah, we could see an inch or two of rain in some portions of the viewing area. And I'm really going Saturday to Saturday, so this is a week ahead. So some of these spots may be getting near an inch for the most part over the next week. So a little here, a little there, not really a washout or a downpour. Here's what we have. Marine forecast, 77 for the water. Seas just 2 feet. That'll keep our bays on the smooth side. All right, Tammy. Tammy is causing some problems in the Caribbean, but Tammy's going to start shooting out into the open ocean, and eventually everyone is going to steer clear as long as Bermuda doesn't get hit. But other than that, we have a little storm that's going to move into Central America. That's probably going to fizzle out. And then Norma, again, I just showed you, headed our way. Could bring some showers to the area. 68 overnight. Then for tomorrow, back up to 87, still above average. Again, that early fog you want to watch out for. And looking ahead, again, moisture moves in, rain chances on the rise, and then eventually a cold front comes through. That could contribute to some showers. And then, look at that, a nice little cool down later on in the week. For more weather, news, and sports, you can go to our app. That's at crossroadstoday.com. That is free on the Android and iPhone. And now we go to Sports with Zach.
Thank you, Howard. The Goliad Tigers now first in district, and hear from the Edna Cowboys coming up in sports. Well, our game of the week featured two area undefeateds battling for sole possession of first place. Down in Edna, it was the Goliad Tigers who were able to strike first. That was late in the first quarter, but the Edna Cowboys able to strike right back. Just 2 plays later, Jaden Clay hit Braylon Harris over the middle of the field, and when he gets going, you likely won't catch him. But the extra point was no good, and Goliad never gave up the lead. They go on to win 21-6. We knew it would be a defensive battle, but what a statement from Goliad to knock off the reigning district champs at home. The Cowboys look to regroup, but they know they got to start moving with a sense of urgency.
We got no choice. You know what I mean? We got no choice. We got to get better. And we got to do it now. One thing I hope they understand that you can't drink the Kool-Aid and let your head get big. This game doesn't allow you to do that.
They just had a good defense. I mean, they had a good game plan. I'm pretty sure they was focused all week, determined to beat us because, we got a target on our back from winning 2 times in a row. Somebody else wants it. We just got to want it more, and we did it tonight.
Next week, the Edna Cowboys get Mathis on the road. Other scores from around the area was a big rivalry game. Shiner and Refugio. Shiner projected to lose by 30, didn't give up 30. They lost 26-7. Here in Victoria, the East Titans were excellent in all areas of the game. Special teams showed out, leading to a few touchdowns in the 49-0 victory. And the West Warriors also get the win, 42-7. The Texas Longhorns traveled to Houston today and quickly jumped out to a 21-0 lead. But in the third quarter, the Houston Cougars storm all the way back. And suddenly, we had a brand new football game. Now, halfway through the fourth, number 3 Texas tied in Houston, but a big run up the middle is going to give them the lead. But the Cougs trying to protect their house on 4th and inches inside the 10. The pass falls incomplete. The Longhorns hang on to get the win, 31-24. And while the Texas Longhorns blew the game, the Texas Rangers blew theirs yesterday after Adolis Garcia puts the Rangers in front with a 3-run homer. Jose Altuve, a swing for the ages, gives the Astros the lead in the 9th inning. That home run, career postseason homer, number 26, second all-time behind Manny Ramirez. Game 6 in Houston tomorrow at 7. Adam, back to you.
All right, thanks, Zach. Stay with us. We'll be right back. News alert as a local 4th grader won a contest. Luke couldn't contain his joy yesterday when he discovered he clinched first place overall in the 4th grade category at the Victoria County Fire Prevention Poster Contest. Not only that, but the fire department plans to showcase his winning poster for a whole year. As a bonus, Luke even handcrafted and gifted them a wooden fire truck.
Well, that's a smart, talented kid. Back when I was in 4th grade, I was failing those types of projects. He's getting them shown around the city. Look at him. Look at him go.
I wasn't good at those projects either at that time in my life.
Were you the type to tell your mom you needed the cardboard like the night before the project was due?
That was me if I even got it, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if I did it, it was the night before.
I didn't get motivated until later on. But Luke, congratulations. Great job. I want to take one last look at weather. Here we go. So yeah, we can see some showers. We're seeing some moisture headed our way. 68 overnight, and then for tomorrow, 87 degrees. And looking ahead, here is what we have. So, yeah, cold front later in the week and maybe some more showers.
All righty. Thanks, Zach. Thanks, Howie. Thank you for joining us, and have a great weekend.